Hi, Sagittarius. Welcome to Higher Source Tarot for a tarot and oracle card reading for all Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Okay, we are going to start off with an oracle card. Then we will have a general tarot reading today. Old wounds. Okay, everybody I feel like can relate to this on some level. It's the card of patterns. We attract what we need to heal. Often we find ourselves attracting the same type of people or situations that are not the best for us. Until we choose to find the common denominator of what we need to heal and release, the cycle will continue. Go within to heal the pain layer by layer to find joy again. Now, I'll tell you what, if you're in some pain and you resonate with that idea, there is something called the 7 mirrors of the Essenes, okay? A lot of people believe that Jesus was an Essene. It's a group from Israel. And so anyway, there's a great video on YouTube. It's by Greg Braden, if you know him. And he's a geologist, but he's into a lot of metaphysical things. And he goes through each mirror. I think it's either the second or the third mirror. And it's all the universal laws and principles that you do attract what you need to heal. What part of you? So I'm telling you, if you want to hear about that, I'd find it on here. You can just look it up on YouTube. And it's great because he's in a pair of high-waisted pleated jeans because it's from like the early 80s. It's fantastic. All right. You've got the Three of Pentacles, the Knight of Swords, cutting to the chase, very determined energy with the Seven of Wands and the Magician, the Nine of Swords, needless worry, the Seven of Pentacles, harvest season, justice brings in balance, and the Eight of Cups is all about the hero's journey. So you have the red robe of desire like 3 different times here, which is important. So I do feel like if you're waiting on a decision, you have answers coming in. But the energy too of the Hanged Man, I feel like it's also to do with choices that you're making. There's something powerful about this to me. I feel like with this energy, you have a turning point where things get a lot clearer. The direction gets clear. And I also feel like, too, you've got this energy of moving forward at any cost. But I do feel like there's a little shred of doubt. And so we have to be careful with that because that can really hold you back. Now, in terms of relationships, too, if you left a relationship or perhaps it left you because it wasn't a match, I feel like you have something better coming in. You have Libra here. You have air, fire, earth, but technically, and you do have water. You have, I was going to say, you have all the elements in the Magician anyway. So this is a time where you may have to make a decision, weigh your options carefully. And with this too, though, I feel like you may have somebody where it feels like there's a bit of an amends. Perhaps you're feeling like you deserve it from them. Okay, but I feel like with this, either way, if you haven't gotten it from them yet, if they haven't come back to make it right, it's time to move forward. And if it's something with a job too, or moving with the Three of Pentacles and Seven of Pentacles here, this is a great time to have things move forward. So this Three of Pentacles, new doors open for you. It's teamwork and collaboration. So it's also finding people that understand your ideas. I feel like people will be saying, hey, we need to do something with this. Now, if you need help in an area financially, like in terms of getting a loan or getting some kind of documents processed, I feel like you're going to attract the right person to handle the job. I just feel like it's time to get off that hamster wheel, something about the old patterns. If you've been trying to be tolerant of delays, I feel like you are going to hit a point where you will take the reins yourself. I just don't see you waiting around any longer. And so with the Knight of Swords, again, it's air energy, so not particularly your element, but this Knight of Swords has a way when it comes into a reading of showing up as you driving towards success. Like, get out of the way, I'll take care of this myself. Now, if you have any kind of events planned, be careful of this because you can end up being a solo act doing a lot of work because people will let you do it. If they think that you're the person for the job and you've got a fervor and you've even got perhaps a little bit of an edge, like, you know what, this isn't getting done right, I'll just redo it. Like I'm seeing somebody putting what looks like place settings together. Okay, so if you're a guest at an event or you're hosting an event and there's a staff, it's almost to the level of that, taking over and doing everything. And now if it's sloppy coworkers too, and it's one of those deals where you have to put your name on the same document and it just doesn't feel good enough, it's not up to your standards. Because there's nothing in here that tells you to lower your standards. Absolutely nothing. Knights come in of service, and this one likes to get down to business. This one likes to cut to the chase. I'm sick of the delays and things are going to move forward. And so the other thing about this, if someone did you a bad turn, if they betrayed you, if they talked about you, if they did something they should not have, the truth comes out. And I also feel like, honestly, guess who's armed with the truth? It's going to be you. But I feel like with this, you'll utilize that information in the best way for you. Okay, I don't necessarily see it as you charging forward to hurt anyone, but I do feel like if there's something being held up because of some kind of dishonest move, I feel like you'll have what you need to get things corrected. So with the Seven of Wands, you're going to be unstoppable. The Seven of Wands is like moving heaven and earth. So I do feel like, too, if love's been on the back burner and you're waiting, it's showing up all over the cards. And part of it is this kind of energy. If you're focused on something else with a huge amount of determination and might, where there's a will, there's a way, I heard. But I do feel like it makes a little more difficult for love to come in. I feel like somebody here has been through a period where you're just so focused on other things. And I feel like, too, there's a bit of a piece inside of you that's like, how do I get there? How do I get more balanced? How do I get to the place where I can fit love into my life, where I can fit a relationship without feeling like it's mucking the whole thing up? And so with this Seven of Wands, we got to get a little easier than this. Because this one, he's not exactly meditating here, right? He's got his wands up and he's navigating those tiny little pesky wands. And so I do feel like if you're doing some kind of a move or a financial transaction, you may have some things to navigate, but it is all about you being victorious, okay? So you come out on top, and especially with the Seven of Pentacles too. Well, here you go. This is a card of being very aware that you're creating your own life. So it's not a matter of you being a product of your environment. Your environment is a product of you. And so I feel like it's a very empowering energy for you to have here. And it's a time to make use of things in your life. It's a time to make things happen. If you're any kind of a presenter, if you have any type of presentation or anything where you're going to have a meeting, I feel like you're going to be running the show with this energy. If you work for yourself or you're trying to start a business, here you go. This is where things pick up and they come together. And so with the energy of the Magician, after you take that leap of faith that comes with the energy of the Fool, here's where you have every single thing you need to make dreams come true. He has every single tool available to him. So if it's new resources that you need, they'll be there. If it's new people, they're coming in. Now, I mentioned too with relationships, I feel like somebody here is finally going to get into balance, especially with this. It's going to bring the balance that you need to be able to have a relationship and give it the attention that it needs and deserves to grow. So I do feel like with the Nine of Swords being here, it's needless worry. If something too has had you because somebody talked about you, they did something they should not have done, I do feel like this Nine of Swords is an acknowledgement. The Nine of Swords, though, ultimately is a card of waking up. It's a card of seeing things. It's a card of maybe for some a little bit of sorrow, but being able to let go of things when you see them for what they are. This is a card of contrast, but when we know what we don't want, we know even stronger what we do want. And so it's all about focusing on what you're looking to attract. What is it that you want in your life? Because with this one, he holds his hands his face in his hands. He's very disempowered doing that. And so I feel like they're saying, take a look at the landscape. Take a look at your life. It's time for you to make your next move. This is telling you that it's a timing card. It's a harvest season card, that you're coming into a position where you're going to have options and it will be time for you to make a choice. And with this card of justice, I mentioned this is a card of fairness, but it's also too where the tables are going to turn. So if someone was doing something to you that they should not have, the universe will handle it. You'll get any information you need to set the record straight and to be free of this whole business. Now, I mentioned too, in terms of relationships, I feel like somebody here finally gets a break in the energy and has an opportunity. If you are in a relationship and you've just been so gosh darn busy and you say this is going to end if I don't change soon, because you can't be in a relationship and not see the person, I do feel like with the Eight of Cups, you have better times ahead, okay? So it feels like completion to me. You've got completion, attainment, and beginning anew, pressing on. Let's see here. What else you need to know? The situation will improve. I agree. Somebody here has had a bit of a difficult turn. You've got success ramping up. Remain positive. You're ready. And you've got a yes. Good things are on the way, Sagittarius. I love you, and I'll be back again soon.